What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another retro review for Monday Night Raw. Today we are doing the April 19th, 1993 edition. And the show starts with Money Incorporated and the Beverlys cutting some promos to hype up their upcoming match for tonight. Money Inc. says that if the Mega Maniacs couldn't do it, what makes them think that they can? And the Beverlys say that they will bankrupt Money Inc. This match stemming from last week's altercation between the two teams. The show starts off with Virgil versus Racer Ramone. This Raw again is not from the Manhattan Center, so they're starting to branch out week by week, even though they've been at this venue before. I was about to talk up Virgil again, but he botches a roll up. Then he tries to recover by going on to the next move, but he misses the dropkick and Racer takes control. The dropkick, by the way, was meant to be missed. The crowd was back and forth during this match, some for Razor and some for Virgil. Razor Ramon puts him in a submission and Virgil slaps the mat, which will be a tap out today, but at the time a tap out doesn't mean anything, so the match isn't over. Virgil grabs the ropes to break it and he gets his comeback going. A flying clothesline, but then he misses a move from the top ropes. Razor Ramon then grabs him and sends him for the ride in the Razor's Edge for the win. A nice little opening match there. Moving on, we got a jobber match though for Giant Gonzalez, who I thought would have been gone after WrestleMania, but he's still here. The Giant gets the win with a chokeslam and we move on. We get a video promo of Luna Vachon, who is feuding with Sensational Sherry. She runs down the history between the two of them since WrestleMania 9, where Luna attacked her at ringside and then again backstage. Also, we see a recap from last week where Luna and Sherry fought and ripped each other's clothes off. Luna ends the promo by saying she is going to be the goddess of the squared circle. So we will see if that match takes place on an episode of Raw. 2 weeks of build. I'm actually intrigued to see what happens here. Up next, something that I'm not intrigued by is Tatanka in yet another jobber match. This guy gets a TV match every week it seems, but somehow we've only seen Bret Hart twice, and we haven't seen Hulk Hogan since WrestleMania when he won the WWF Championship. But Tatanka of all superstars gets a feature spot every week. A couple of hard chops followed by a Samoan drop for the win, and Tatanka stays undefeated. Money Incorporated make their way to the ring for their match against the Beverlys. They are both heels, by the way, so this might be a sleeper match. I'm talking about a match that might legit put us to sleep. Even Vince McMahon on commentary says that he doesn't think anyone cares who will win this match. So why book it? Beverly Brothers work on the arm of Ted DiBiase, building for a tag that nobody is going to want. Out of all of these guys, IRS has the most heat, and that's who they are building the hot tag for. Ted tags out twice, but the referee doesn't see either of them and doesn't allow them. Like I said, IRS tags in to no fanfare, goes for an elbow drop and misses it, so immediately the Beverlys in control again on IRS this time. The ref for some reason gets on one of the Beverlys who was doing nothing illegal, and with his back turned, DiBiase comes in and replaces IRS, but this time the referee allows it, even though he didn't see the tag this time either. I didn't understand this one bit. Finally, Vince McMahon gives the Beverlys a name. One is named Bo and the other Blake. The one named Blake needs IRS out of the ring. They go to double team Ted DiBiase, but he gets out of the way and they end up hitting each other. As the one that is still standing is trying to figure out what happened, Ted DiBiase gets the roll-up victory. So like I predicted, a whole bunch of nothing leading to some more of nothing. Wasn't a terrible match by any means, but I don't see why two heels were up against each other. And the champions won, so nothing really is going to come out of this match. And would you look at this? Bret Hart is on Monday Night Raw. He's getting interviewed by Vince about losing the WWF title. He's telling everyone that this is not his final time as champion. Bret says that he is going back to the top. He says that he has a hit list and he's starting with the narcissist Lex Luger. We then see a video of Luger attacking Bret at a press conference, which I think was from WrestleMania 9. Bret wants President Jack Tunney to investigate Luger's elbow because he doesn't think it's just bone. And we know he's got some screws and a plate in it from a surgery, but I still don't know if they mentioned it on WWF TV at this time. But that's it for the interview. We will see how that plays out. Bret Hart on his road back to the championship, and he wants to work his way back up by facing off against a couple guys first. Nice to see that Bret Hart being built back up before getting a world title shot again. Next up, we have a jobber match for Bam Bam Bigelow. Bigelow hits a flying headbutt for the win. Easy peasy lemon squeezy win for him tonight. And after the match, he hits a second flying headbutt on the guy, but then Friar Ferguson comes out to protect the jobber from Bam Bam hitting another headbutt. Friar Ferguson then hits a dropkick to Bigelow to knock him out of the ring. Friar blesses us, and that's it for the show. They did come back to end the show, but that was just to tell us what was going to happen on the following week, which I never cover here on these reviews because we'll just get to them eventually when we get to them. And we have actually seen them advertise matches that or appearances that actually don't take place the week after. So I'm not going to go through what they announced for next week. We'll just get to whatever happens when it happens. So like I said, that's it for the episode. Let's get to the awards. For my best moment, it was seeing Bret Hart on Raw. We get to see a top star cut a promo to build his next feud. What a concept. For the worst moment, I give it to Friar Ferguson coming out at the end and having a face-off against Bam Bam Bigelow, because this means we have to see this match in the near future. For the worst match, I gave it to Money Incorporated versus the Beverlys. Two heels in a match that nobody cares to see anyone win. For the best match, I gave it to, I guess the only other match to pick from is Virgil versus Razor Ramone, because it wasn't a jobber match, even though it was to get Razor Ramone over. But there are two guys that are on the roster, so yeah, we'll pick this one. And besides Virgil fucking up a spot or two, they both have some good offense. I'll give them the best match of the show. Tatanka gets the wackiest performer. He needs some real competition because I'm tired of seeing the same ending from him. Couple chops, Samoan drop, stays undefeated. Alright, let's move on here from him. Standout performer, I'm going to give it to Razor Ramone. He didn't fuck up anything in his match and he got a win. The crowd is starting to get behind him. I wonder how long it's going to take for him to turn face. That does it for the awards. My overall grade for this episode would be a D. It doesn't get an F because we see Razor getting a win, Luna Vachon with a decent promo, and Bret Hart finally on the show again. But 3 out of like 8 or 9 segments is not going to save the show. That's going to get our tally for bad Raws up to 5, and we keep the good Raws at 8. So another show you can skip. I know I had a couple things that I liked, but that's just because I watched the entire show. When you watch an entire show top to bottom, you're going to find things that you enjoy here and there. But like I said, even with the things that I did enjoy, Bret Hart's promo wasn't that great. The match with Razor Ramon that I gave my best match award to wasn't, 5 stars, or it wasn't even close to 3 stars if we're going by our good friend Dave Meltzer's ratings. And the Luna Vachon promo was only good because it advanced the storyline. She didn't really say anything of, oh, you have to go back and listen to this promo. And everything that kind of happened on this episode is probably going to get covered on another episode of Raw, or just forgotten entirely because it did its job for this one episode. So yeah, really forgettable show. That's going to be it for this review. And like always, I'll be back one day or another. Catch you guys then. I'm out.